Okay, I call to order our emergency meeting of our city council of April 6th. Second item on our agenda is discussion and possible action on ordinance number 3330, amending City of Guthrie Code of Ordinance, Chapter 11, Health and Safety, by adding Article 7, Emergency Measures Related to the COVID-19 Pandemic. Staff? Leroy?
In various documents I've sent you, my understanding, the major difference between the governor's Safer at Home and Oklahoma City Shelter in Place is the governor's, and can you all hear me with this mask on?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. And the governor's applies to those 65 and older and those that have underlying health conditions. The shelter in place just takes the same requirements and the same limitations and universally applies them to everybody. And that's a big difference. You can still do all the things that have to do with essential business and essential activities. And I provided you some examples from the Oklahoma City website on things that you can still do under either order. Some discussion points in the ordinance that I sent to you, I made it effective through May 5th because in our situation we are doing it by an ordinance. So if we were to amend it or repeal it, it would take adopting another ordinance. I thought our next potential meeting on April 21st was too soon, so I made it expire on May 5th, which is the night of our first regular meeting in May. Now, if we want to end it earlier than that, we can always call a special meeting and do so, but this way we wouldn't have to necessarily take any more action if we wanted to leave it in place until our first meeting in May. On cloth face coverings, that is a recommendation of the Center for Disease Control. I've seen some videos and information from Czechoslovakia where they required wearing a face mask, and the spread of the coronavirus was much less in their country because they from the start had everybody wear a mask. So in the draft ordinance in front of you, even though it's a CDC recommendation, we have the authority. In our draft ordinance, it is mandatory to wear a mask when you go out, a cloth mask, not a medical mask. That could be very easily be amended if we want to go back to making that a recommendation rather than mandatory. I don't think we'll be writing thousands and thousands of tickets for people not wearing a mask. But that's something that you can decide in your discussion. On 11-130 salons and spas, there's so many versions of these things down here. Trying to keep up which is the last one is kind of difficult. But in Oklahoma City, it said the following facilities include non-medical personnel care service facilities where services cannot be provided while maintaining 6 feet distance between persons. So that means a barber shop and a salon could be open as long as they could maintain that 6-foot difference. My understanding was that barbershops and salons were closed. If we want that, then that phrase where services cannot be provided, we would want to strike that phrase. And that's an 11-130. That's really the only comments I have. I'd be glad to address questions.
Okay, questions from the council? No questions? Okay.
Well, just to clarify, the shelter in place or the, what was the other one?
Safer at home.
Safer at home. I'm not sure why the shelter in place would be that much better, because I can tell you people are going to be getting out anyway if they wore masks. And that basically would just apply to the elderly people anyway. They'd stay home.
Well,
I'm not understanding why, I'm not trying to be even the devil's advocate, but I'm trying to understand why we want to put that, significant amount, the stay at home to everyone.
I think it's more of terminology than it is really a big difference. Whether you use, call it safer at home or whatever terminology, what the governor's order was applicable to people 65 and older and those with underlying medical conditions.
Okay,
In Oklahoma City, they went one step further and said it applied to everybody. But under either order, you can still do all the essential activities. You can go to the grocery store. You can do all the essential businesses that are there. So it's not any more restrictive than the governor's order, but it just applies to everybody. So if you don't have a need to be out for an essential activity, groceries, medical care, there's a whole list of them in there, then you're supposed to stay home.
okay, well, I'm not really against doing that because I'm getting very, very concerned about the number of people that seem to be getting it, or we're discovering it because we have more tests available.
true.
So I'm not.
Well, it's not only in Oklahoma City may that change, a number of other cities in Oklahoma, but 41 states have adopted that language restricting everybody, not just the two
Highest,
susceptible groups, the aged and those that have medical underlying condition.
Right.
41 states have done that.
And this would be for a month, right? About a month.
Yes, one other point I would make is, Oklahoma City has adopted this, Norman has adopted something very similar, Edmond, we're part of the Oklahoma metropolitan area. And it probably makes sense for us to be consistent with all the other communities in the Oklahoma City metro area, because there's so much interaction within the metro area.
So if we truly believe that we're saving lives, I guess we have no choice but to do that.
I think we're getting ahead of the game doing it this way. Instead of waiting until things get bad, we're gonna step in before they do, and I think.
Well, and if the people won't do it
Makes perfect
themselves, I guess we have to. We should.
Believe so. Any other questions or comments? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Have one motion and a second. Who made the second?
I did.
Jeff? Okay. Any other discussion? We will do a roll call vote. Kim, would you read the names?
Paget,
Yes.
Channel,
Yes.
Bothroyd,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Case,
Yes,
Gentling.
Yes.
7-0.
Okay, unanimous approval then of the ordinance 3330 as presented. And item number 3 is the discussion and possible action on declaring an emergency clause. It has, if we want to include an emergency clause to this ordinance, it has to have a separate motion.
so
to it.
moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a,
James got a
James,
second. Oh, you didn't?
okay,
A second.
okay. Have a motion and a second discussion. Okay, same roll call vote.
Paget,
Yes.
Channel,
Yes.
Bothroyd,
Yep.
Taylor,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Case,
Yes,
Gentling.
Yes. Unanimous approval then to declare that as an emergency to ordinance 3330. Item number 4, discussion and possible action on ordinance number 3331, amending City of Guthrie Code of Ordinance concerning offenses. Staff, Leroy?
I have looked at the curfew, and of course, we already have a curfew ordinance in our ordinances, but it's geared towards minors. one set of rules for 16 and under, and another set for 18 and under. Oklahoma City has not adopted a curfew. Blackwell, Canton, Gary, Kingfisher, Lawton are towns that have. My thoughts are, we don't need to adopt a special curfew for this period of time between now and May 5th, because
Everything closes at 10.
well, the ordinance 3330 that you just adopted acts as a curfew in itself, because 24/7, individuals may leave their residence only for essential activities or go to or to operate essential business. So it acts as its own curfew.
Okay,
So we would recommend that we just leave our curfew alone and not address a new curfew.
okay. Questions of Leroy? Okay, so this would be a no action taken then if there's, if we're not gonna change any of the curfew. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you need a motion?
You'll just leave it as no action taken?
Okay.
And obviously then, number 5 is no action taken or no action necessary either. With that, ladies and gentlemen,